Hello, Dumaguete.
Hello, Negros Oriental.
Hello, Sillimanians around the world.
This is Joshua Soldivillo.
And this is Ronelyn Vailoces-No.
You're watching
Silliman.
Good evening, everyone. This is a magazine show that talks about different aspects of Silliman University, a program initiated to discuss different matters concerning the campus by the sea. You are watching Silliman. Hello there, Sillimanians and friends of Silliman around the world. Daghan kayong salamat for joining us once again. And friends, I've missed you, especially those who are watching us via Channel 6 Phil Products Dumaguete, as well as to our avid subscribers on YouTube and of course to our Facebook page likers. Daghan kayong salamat for joining us tonight. Well, this is the last week of October, and I understand that last week we were a bit scared of the Typhoon Christine, and as you join us tonight, we also wish and pray that you are in your excellent state of health, you are safe and sound as you watch us tonight. And of course, since we are already about to welcome the month of November, that means that Silliman University is also about to begin its annual University Christian Life Emphasis Month scheduled for the first semester. No? And of course, the right person was invited to share more about this. So without further ado, allow me to introduce the Senior Minister of the Silliman University Church, no less than our Suki on Silliman, the Reverend Jonathan Pia. Pastor Pia, welcome back to Silliman.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to have you here, Pastor.
Thank you.
All right, just very quickly, Pastor Pia, about the history of the University Christian Life Emphasis Month, because way back when I was still in college, hindi ko nabanggatin anong year. Baka malaman pa nila
a long time ago.
Yes, we still call it like the UCLU. And now it's UCLEM.
That's right.
So did it really start as a UCLU and then it became UCLEM, or was it just even a day? So please share to us a quick glimpse of its history.
As far as I know, that's way back. It just used to be a week of celebration. We usually were invited by the faculty, mostly missionaries, to their homes for breakfast. And there we of course, we had breakfast, but we also studied the scriptures. So it was kind of a Bible study. And then it evolved later on, I think sometime a few years ago, it evolved into a celebration for the month, the whole month. And we, in some sense, it is good for the whole month because there is more emphasis for Silliman University that this is a Christian university.
Right. So from a week, and I think more informal, I should say that.
Yes.
Now it has become really a university event. And I understand that it's not only the church that heads this, but this involves a lot of academic units. Is that right to say?
In fact, it's now the Spiritual Life Council that is in charge for this, not just the church. Although in the Spiritual Life Council, the pastors are members of this.
Right.
So it involves the whole university, different departments of the university. We were even hoping that we could invite those departments that were not very active the previous years. But here we want to involve the deans. So hopefully it will be a whole university celebration.
Yeah, because that's also one of the 5 C's that we actually promote here in the university, which is the church. And this is actually walking our talk in terms of instilling the Christian values. And at the same time, I really find it as an opportune time to get together and at the same time worship our God. So usually for the University Christian Life Emphasis Month, we are celebrating it with a theme. So how about for this time, Pastor Pia, what is our theme?
The theme for this month is Faith Over Fear, Facing Life's Giants. So this is from the story of David, as David was facing Goliath, David was able to kill Goliath because he went to fight with Goliath because God was with him. And this is what we are hoping to accomplish, that the students would know that with their fears, especially the freshmen, they have probably anxious whether they will be able to finish the semester, or anxious because they are far from their families.
Very true.
And so these are some of the fears that the students may have. And so we hope that this will be able to meet their needs.
Wonderfully put, Pastor. I'm just curious about your process of choosing the theme every semester. Because friends, they actually have a nice way of choosing theme. And in fact, there's this wonderful acronym sometimes that you are making use of. So I understand it's the Spiritual Council that does this, but what's the process, Pastor?
Well, the process is that the members of the Spiritual Council actually are appointed by the university president. And the whole council is represented from different sectors of the university. We have deans as members, we have the student government, and we have, of course, the church. And when we first met, we would say that we talked about what are the possible things that we will be able to meet the needs of the students.
Right.
So we talk about what possible subject matter, what are the biblical scriptures that would be able to help them. And it so happened that this semester we have the story of David, the fight between David and Goliath.
Now, Pastor, I understand you've been doing this UCLEM for n number of years, and you have for sure come across a lot of people, students, faculty, and staff. Is there like a specific encounter that you felt that UCLEM is really a powerful event in the university, such that the message of Jesus really touched their lives?
In our evaluation, one of the things that I've read in the evaluation is that one student said, it's good to have UCLEM because we are forced to really think about a relationship with God. And the student said that through UCLEM, it made me realize that God is needed in my life. So based on this evaluation, I feel that we may not be able to touch all students here, but at least if we can touch a few of the students, that makes a difference.
That's very true. And I think that's also something that I can relate with when I was a student in UCLUPA. But it's really a powerful moment for me, Pastor, because you also get to hear the sharings of others. At the same time, one of the exciting part of it is that you meet with an alumni or a faculty that hosts you in his or her home. So how about for this time, Pastor, would you still be sending them to someone's home, or you will still have hosts for the season?
Yes, we have hosts, but unfortunately, many of the homes for the faculty members here on the campus, shall we say, converted to duplex. And so it's not big enough for around 20 students.
Right.
So what we plan to do, as what we did previous years, is that if it won't rain, we will have it in front of the amphitheater, near the amphitheater.
Oh, wow.
So different groups meeting there. But in case it will rain, we hope to utilize some of the classrooms around.
Now, I understand that the University Christian Life Emphasis Month is a series of events, full pack from, I think, November 3 up to the last day of the month. So for the key highlights, Pastor, for UCLEM, what are those? Okay,
we start on November 3. I have here the schedule. We start on November 3, and that's on a Sunday. And we will be launching and commissioning the leadership of this UCLEM.
For the interest of those who don't understand what commissioning means, perhaps you can share more about it, Pastor.
Commissioning meaning we will ask them during the 9:30 worship, we'll ask them to come to the front and talk to them about dedicating their lives to help with the spiritual needs of the students. We will ask the leadership, students, faculty, in fact, the deans too. We invite them. And then we ask them whether they are ready to share their time and their gifts to be able to reach out to the students spiritually. And so we ask them to come, and then we say, well, now that you have said that you are willing to do it, in the name of Jesus Christ, you are now commissioned to go out and help with the UCLIM.
So that's happening on November 3rd.
That's right, on a Sunday. And then we will have lunch with the board of elders of the church. After that, we will have the orientation of the facilitators. We have, for facilitators, we have faculty members, we have students, mainly the senior students of the Divinity School.
Okay.
Then we have the faculty members, some of staff who will be there, and they will be given an orientation. We have a booklet. This is the booklet that we have, which will be distributed to the leaders.
Yeah.
And here you'll see some lessons that we can get. And then aside from the commissioning, we have on Wednesdays, usually we have different colleges for their convocations. And we also are asking the different departments and different colleges to have their own Bible studies to be led by their faculty, so that they too will be able to participate in this spiritual life event. And then on Wednesdays, we kind of divided the different colleges and invited them to come to attend the convocation on Wednesday evenings, and we have different speakers. These are the alumni who would be coming and sharing their experiences and sharing their thoughts about David and Goliath. Then we have for November 21, this is the start of the Galilean Fellowship. This is the week for the Galilean Fellowship. And this is when we divide all freshmen into smaller groups. And there we will have facilitators, and we hope it won't rain so we can have it at the amphitheater.
All right. So it's a full-packed event, guys, for the Silliman University community in celebration of the University Christian Life Emphasis Month.
One more thing is that...
Go ahead, Pastor.
To end this University Christian Life Emphasis Month, on November 27 would be the last day. And this is more or less our main way of doing it, is that we would also open the Advent season. And the UCLEM, but at the same time open the Advent season. And this will be done in coordination with the university and other colleges, so that this will be ended, our worship will end with the lighting of the Christmas tree. And the lighting of, if there are lights on the trees, acacia trees, hopefully this will be a big event.
So this is also in celebration and in preparation of the season of Advent.
Yes.
And so that end of the UCLEM is a great way to begin the Advent season.
That's correct.
All right, now, before we go to a short break, I just also want to thank the Silliman University Church and all the members of the Spiritual Life Council for preparing this. I mean, it's something that I think the council is really brainstorming a lot. So thank you very much, Pastor.
You're welcome. On behalf of them, you're welcome.
At this point, friends, we're just going to pause for a short break. #Silliman will be back.
Silliman University, a place where every corner tells a story of dedication, growth, and excellence. But beyond our classrooms, our school has fostered a revolution against waste. Our story is a passionate call for environmental responsibility, directly tackling waste challenges often faced by big institutions. And this all began with a move in the right direction, the bold step to reinforce policies and firmly ban plastics in campus. This is the Silliman University Waste Management Success Story.
Here at Silliman University, we take a role as stewards of God's creation seriously. Thus, it was imperative for us to develop environment principles, policies, and guidelines.
Silliman University has published, after approval of the Board of Trustees, its guidelines, principles, and policies on environmental sustainability. And zero waste plastic, or a plastic ban, is part of that.
Taking care of the environment is not an easy task. It requires passion, commitment, resilience, and initiative. Change does not happen overnight, so we can only do so much. In Silliman University, students are expected to go beyond what's expected. And so, for every event that they organize, they are required to submit protocols and zero waste management plan before their events are given approval.
At Silliman University, our education transcends textbooks.
At Silliman, this isn't just a bag. It's a stance against disposable culture.
We're taught to be stewards of the earth. Every reusable bottle, every cloth bag, and every sustainable choice we make stems from a profound lesson that our actions, however small, shape our future.
So Silliman University as an educational institution is in a very unique position to be able to teach the students from early childhood all the way up to college these environmental principles to help them rethink their lifestyles and their consumption patterns to choose products that are kinder to the environment.
Silliman University operates a materials recovery facility wherein the Buildings and Grounds Department segregates the waste materials into 3 categories: recyclables, biodegradables, and residuals. The recyclable materials are processed and retained in the facility. Meanwhile, the residuals are collected by the Environmental and Natural Resources Office of Dumaguete and are deposited to the Bayawan City landfill.
Silliman University is living proof that our commitment is not only to education, but also to protecting our planet and to our community. These principles, policies, and guidelines that our university has outlined, they're not only a set of rules and policies, they are a promise to our youth and to our planet. A promise that we should take care of our natural resources, our flora and our fauna here in our university as well. With this, we are encouraging the youth to take action and inflict positive change with regards to the different environmental pressing issues in our society today.
Our school is not only committing to a greener tomorrow, but also building a culture where environment is a priority. Through simple and collective actions, we strive for a greener, cleaner future for all, and most importantly, a hopeful today.
These are Silliman's ways of not only protecting our world, but also making it a better place. Here's to a responsible environmental behavior.
Welcome back, and you are still watching #Silliman Friends. We are still joined by our senior minister at the Silliman University Church, Reverend Jonathan P. And of course, we have an additional guest, the chairperson of the Silliman University Student Government Spiritual Life Committee, Antonio Jose Delicana. Antonio, welcome to, or should I call you AJ? AJ, welcome to #Silliman.
Thank you for having me po.
All right, so earlier we were talking about the schedule, we were talking about the reason behind the University Life, University Christian Emphasis Month. And on your end at the SUSG, do you have also like lineup activities, or are there specific information you wish to share to the Silliman community?
We at the SUSG Spiritual Life Committee are part of the University Spiritual Life Council, so all the planned events of UCLEM, we were part of the planning process po. And from my committee po, we're still currently in the planning process pa po.
That's good, because we were talking about the theme earlier, Antonio, about David versus Goliath. And how do you think this theme this year for our UCLEM or this semester is relevant and relatable to our students, especially, you know, in a day-to-day life of being a Sillimanian? How do you think this will connect to them?
You know what, this was the question I asked myself when I was crafting the message, because I was invited to speak in the junior high school convocation. No? But one thing's clear really is that despite how big our giants are, how big or how wide the challenge may be, we could always face each and every giant or challenge that we have in our life if we cling on to our faith in God.
And I think this is very relatable, relevant to our students, no? As you said, AJ. Pastor, in the story of David, of course, there was only this one giant, right? But in life, apparently, it's like one giant after the other. And I think it's very tempting to lose hope, to lose faith. Especially, it's like you feel defeated by that giant. So, as a pastor, what is your message for those people who feel that? Because, you know, it's so brave of David to defeat Goliath, no? But that's one giant. But had there been more giants, I mean, what are the chances?
Well, yeah, for students now, or for young people, there may be a lot of giants that they will be facing. However, we still believe that our faith is stronger, or our God is stronger than any giant that we face. And if there are 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 giants, still, if we believe that our God is bigger than any of them, I know that at the end, God will prevail. Sometimes when we are faced with challenges, we may get discouraged, we may feel hopeless, but then if we remember that God is always with us, and our faith is that strong faith that God will be there with us, then we will be able to face the giants of our lives.
Right. Well said, Pastor. Now, AJ, I understand that the university has a very diverse student body, and that diversity includes in faith, no, or in religion. So how do you also make sure that those students coming from different religion will be able to at least connect and still participate? So what are the measures here to make it more inclusive?
We here at the SUSG Spiritual Life Committee are always guided by our mission to mold the spirit, inspire the minds, and enrich the faith of every Sillimanian regardless of church affiliation or their belief. And how we are going to approach this, that we are going to encourage them by word of mouth, or through the orgs per se, we're going to invite invite them to join in our midweek fellowship, in what was the
Galilean
the
Fellowship.
Galilean Fellowship, and especially the worship culmination,
Right.
which will be a big celebration at the amphitheater. Because there's really, since last year, I've been hearing misconceptions nga, if you're going to join in the events of SU Church, you will be converted.
Converted, yeah.
So that's really one of our missions po nga, i-relay sa students through word of mouth or through the orgs, na regardless of where you come from, regardless of unsa inyong mga beliefs, accepted ra mo diri sa church.
Right. And perhaps you want to add on that, Pastor?
Yes, Silliman University Church is the church of the university. So whatever your denomination is, you are welcome to be part of the church activities, spiritual life. Council invites you to be part of the UCLEM. And our main emphasis is not on letting you come to our church and be part of our church, but rather to be able to know that for us here at Silliman University, that Jesus is the way, the truth, and life. And that believing in that, we can face giants of our lives.
Thank you very much, Pastor. And I think that's also one of the distinguishing characteristics of the university, that we are very inclusive, we're very open to everybody. And definitely, guys, you should really join all the UCLEM activities. It's fun, and more importantly, it's spiritually enriching. I should say, I should definitely say that. Now, AJ, this is kind of a personal question, right? Because I understand that being chairperson now of the Spiritual Life Committee at SUSG, for sure that would mean that you're active in your church activities. You're also very much, say, advanced when it comes to leading, spiritual related activities. So my question is there also a particular encounter that you have experienced in attending UCLEM that really moved you and has really been something so powerful for you?
I can still, if I remember correctly, the first time, or like the time when I came back to Silliman Church, because my family is a Catholic family, I've been my mother really instilled in me Catholic values. But at the same time, growing up, when I was born, I was active here at Silliman Church because of my lola who was a member. And I came back to Silliman Church back in 2019 or 2018 during UCLEM.
Wow.
Yeah. That was when I met Reverend January Alpuerto. And it was during, if I'm not mistaken, the 5:30 worship, where I really felt the presence of the Lord through a song. Then I really broke down.
Can you recall what song was that?
Wala na.
Okay.
It's how many years ago? 5 years ago na. I broke down. I broke down because I felt a sense of calling to come back here to Silliman Church, where I started my faith, really growing my faith because of my lola who brought me here.
What a transformative experience, a metanoia, so to speak. Pastor, is it possible that we don't necessarily defeat our giants in life? Or is it safe to say that there are moments that we don't defeat it? Or maybe we just need more patience to defeat them? How can we properly put things
Well, there are
in
times.
the perspective of David?
Yeah, that's a good question, because we always wrestle with that idea that once we believe, then everything will be okay.
Yeah.
But that is not true. We try to wrestle with these difficulties of our lives day after day. And some of the giants will be defeated, but some of the giants will be there. But again, if you have faith enough that sometime, if you really believe that God is the most powerful than any of the giants, there will come a time when God will be able to defeat them. For God is with us. God walks with us day after day. Sometimes it's difficult fighting those giants. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it takes maybe years before we can defeat the giant. Sometimes you can do it in a day, but yeah, as what you said, maybe we need some patience and a faith that is strong enough that says, there will come a time that God will be with us and that we can defeat the giants of our lives.
Right. So with Jesus, victory is assured for us.
Yes.
With faith. And I think every giant is also a preparation for the next one.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's
prepare yourself. Yes, that's true.
It's a preparation. And I think one thing that we can learn from David is that our ability to accept, or that humility that we are small. I mean, regardless of who we are, in the eyes of God, we are small. But through His love and our faith in Him, we become strong.
That's correct. In fact, if you look at the life of David, if you really read the life of David, there were times also when he was discouraged. There were times when he was tempted. There were times when he fell. But because of his faith in a God who will be with him and a God who will always forgive him, he succeeded. He became one of the greatest kings of Israel.
Yeah. And just like you, I'm sure right now you're watching us, you have also your giants to dwell and to fight, but just have faith, have patience, and you'll be able to overcome it. Now, AJ, we don't have much time left for our episode tonight. If there are information that our students, alumni, and all members of the Silliman community would like to check for UCLEM, is there a page that they can check? And are you calling for volunteers? Go ahead.
You could follow the SUSG Spiritual Life Committee page for more updates. And we also have the University Christian Life Emphasis Month Facebook page that we are trying to revive currently. So we will post there if we are to need volunteers. If we are, the schedule, the calendar, the final calendar of activities will also be posted there. And more updates regarding UCLEM and the events of the Spiritual Life Committee and the Spiritual Life Council of the university will also be posted in those social media accounts.
Pastor, how about if merong mga generous dyan na magdo-donate? How to reach out? Go ahead, Pastor.
Yes, we would like to welcome any volunteers. In fact, we need volunteers for the facilitators. There will be some facilitators who might not be there, and so we need more ones that could help in facilitating the small groups. Another, of course, is your presence. Your presence, especially if you are a faculty, staff of the university, your presence in all of these activities or in some of these activities can make a difference in the life of the students.
All right. On that note, daghan kayong salamat, Pastor Pia, for always being game to be on the show. AJ, daghan kayong salamat and good luck to your leadership in the committee. And of course, to our televiewers on Channel 6, Phil Products Dumaguete, on our Facebook page, and of course, our YouTube channel, daghan kayong salamat. Keep safe, everybody. Stay dry. And until next week, this is still #Silliman, and my name is Joshua Soldivillo. To God be the glory. Hello there, Sillimanians and friends of Silliman around the world. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And of course, continue supporting our Facebook page. It's called #Silliman. Don't forget to like, share, and comment on your favorite episodes. And we also have a YouTube channel. Don't forget to click the notification bell for you to be updated with our recent posts. And of course, we are airing via Channel 6 Phil Products. That's every Monday, 8 p.m. And replays are aired every Tuesday before the noontime news and Saturday after the noontime news. On behalf of Ronelyn, Vailoces-No, this has been Joshua Soldivillo. Kita-kits next week on here on
#Silliman.
Silliman.